this session anyway, so so anyone who misses some of the beginning, they can go back and watch that. All right, so like I said, this session is going to cover some various Canvas tips and tricks, things that I've gathered from questions that have come from faculty and staff, but also little, tips that I have picked up myself by going through and experiencing some little issues. So like I said earlier, I divided those tips and tricks up into 3 categories. So the first is basically about course setting, so an individual course setting. The next is modules, so things that you can do within modules. And then the third thing is the things that you can do in the dashboard. Most of that is about organization or color coding and that type of stuff. So we'll go ahead and get started with the course settings. Now, this first tip that I'm going to show you is probably the one thing that I have seen the most issues with this, and that is hiding these navigation items over on the left side that you don't need. Each course by default has probably all of them active. Now you can look at them and you can see, some of them here are, in a dark text, and then others are grayed out. When down here, mostly if these are grayed out, that means the students can't see them, but they're active for you. Announcements, this is active. It just means if there's not an announcement in here. So as soon as you add one, it's going to show up in a dark font. However, there are some things like WebEx and Google Drive and Skelton Medical Libraries, some of these items that you just don't need. So I'm going to show you how to personalize this course navigation menu. So like I said, we're going to start with course settings. So I'm going to show you several things that are within the settings. So you go to the settings of a course it's at the very bottom. So we're going to click there. All right, so the first tab that most likely will be highlighted is course details. And I want to show you some stuff in that in just a minute in that tab. But right now, since we want to change the navigation items, we're going to go to the third tab here, navigation. Now what shows up here in the top box is everything that is showing here. So if it's in this top box, it's going to be visible to students in whenever they log in. But if you scroll down here, you'll see that there are some items that are not enabled by default. So what we want to do is we want to pull these items here that we don't need down into this bottom box, okay? So the easiest way to do that okay, looks like we're having some audio issues. Sorry, guys. Okay, looks like they're solving. All right, I apologize. So what we want to do is we want to drag, and you can see this, drag items here to hide them from students. So these are some things that I added playing around. So anyway, I'm going to pull these items down here. Doesn't matter what order they're in. Let's see, I don't need Barnes & Noble. I don't need this one here. Let's just pull everything down here. WebEx no longer needed. And then we'll just do that. You can put as many down here as you want. And then the second step is you're going to scroll all the way down, and this is one that I tend to miss sometimes, just because it's way down here on the bottom. But make sure you save what you have done, and then you'll see that this list is shorter. And then when you click on the home button, then you will see that the menu on the left side is smaller. So again, these items here are in gray, meaning the students cannot see them, but these are active for you.
Angie?
Yes.
This is Ann. I was just curious because I guess I wasn't paying enough attention at the beginning. Is this something we have to do for every individual course?
Yes.
Okay, thank
This
you.
would be, now if you copy a course over and the course that you copied from is already set up the way you want it, then you will copy over those navigation settings as well.
Okay.
So yeah, you would have to do this for each one. And it may be that, you know, each course is different and you want it to be different. You may, you know, want quizzes to be available in one course and not in another. So, so yes, you would have to do that for each individual course.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions about the navigation menu? Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back to settings. And now we're going to go over here to, well, let's see. Actually, we don't need that menu yet. What we're going to do is I want to show you, okay, so if you have, and speaking of copying courses over, there are times when you copy a course and you have a link to a website or to an outside source. So you want to make sure that those links are active and are working. So what you can do is whenever you copy that course over here on the right, you have validate links in content. So you'll click that, and this is going to go through and validate the links that I have in the course. And if I have some that are not working, then it will let me know.
Angie, this is Ann again.
Hi, Ann.
Would this link validate like YouTube video links that we have, or?
Yes, any link that's in there. If it's an embedded video, I don't think it will, but any link that's in there, and that's really good, you know, because YouTube videos and other links can sometimes the address to them will change at times.
Yeah.
And you want to just make sure. I don't know why it's taking so long, but I think I have that many. There we go. Okay, so as you can see here, some of these are. Okay, mine are going to different ones. This is a reading that's not working. So I would want to go in, find this. It's under readings. It tells you what page it's on, and then you can go to that page even by just clicking the heading, and then you can replace that link. So that's how you would validate your links. So that's something that's a tip. I would suggest that you do that if you copy from a previous course and you have links in there. That will prevent you from getting some emails from students wondering why their link's not working. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, so we'll move on to the next item, which again is in settings. And on this tip, I want to show you how you can add announcements to your course homepage. So regardless of what you have set as your course homepage, you may have modules set as the homepage, you may have assignments set, or you may have an actual page set as your homepage. You can have it so that whenever you create an announcement, it will show up across the top of that. So students, as soon as they log into the course, will see that at the very top. So I want to show you how we can do that. So we're going to click over, to the course details tab. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to click more options. And then right here, you'll see show recent announcements on course homepage. So we want to check that. Now, to me, I think, I mean, if you're sending a lot of announcements, maybe have 3, but to me, it takes up a lot of the course homepage because the announcement, each one is you know, a decent size. So I usually go with 1. So then I'm going to update course details. Okay, so now to say course was successfully updated. So I'm going to add an announcement very quickly here. I'll show you how to do that. You do plus announcement. Do test tomorrow. I'm going to click Save. And then you'll see when I click Home that now Recent Announcements is here at the top, and it shows Test Tomorrow. Students can then click on the title, and then if there's more text here for them to read, then they're able to do that. Okay. Any questions on that? Adding an announcement to the top. Okay. So earlier I mentioned copying from another course. There may be times when you have a quiz or maybe an assignment or whatever in another course, and you don't want to copy the entire course. You just want to copy that one item. So I want to, or maybe you have a quiz that it's pretty much the, you know, you want to copy most of it, but maybe you have just a couple of changes. There is a way to copy just specific content from another course without importing everything. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, this is under Settings. And then over to the right, what you want to do is we want to import course content. Okay, so I'm going to click there. Now this is the same process or similar process to copying an entire course. So up here we're going to select the content type, which is a Canvas course. And here you have where you're going to search. Now I'm just going to do a sandbox that I have. Okay. Now instead of all content, I want to do select specific content and then click import. And then I'm going to have this link here, select content. When I click there, then everything that I have in that course that I chose will show up here. So I have 11 items in modules. I have 13 pages in one file. So let's just say that I want to copy one of the modules. So I just do the drop-down box here, and it gives me all 11 items. And then I choose the item that I want, and then I click Select Content. It's queued up. Shouldn't take too long. And you'll see this bar here. Okay, so then when I click on modules, I can find it here, down here. Then you'll see here module 4 is added to my modules. Okay. Any questions about that or comments? Anyone ever used that before? Okay. All right, so speaking of modules, we're going to move on from course settings and into working with modules. So let me click over here. All right, so I've noticed most of you use modules either as your home page or as the main navigating page for students to get their content. So I want to show you a few things that you can do within modules. One thing, and I have seen that many of you already use this, but if you have content in one module and it seems like it's a lot, and you're able to, maybe module 1 has 4 parts to it, you can separate that out in a way that still keeps everything in the module, but you have a heading that you can add. So what I'm going to do here is I want to add a text header. So just like with adding any other item to the module, you're going to click the plus button here. Up here, add, you're going to click the drop down menu and then choose text header. So here, I'm going to type in part 1. And then you could give it a title if you wanted. So then, okay. So then you see here that by default, it is not published. So anytime you have like the green line here, and there's not one here, and also a green circle with a check mark, and this one's not, you just click here, and then it's published, and students will see it. I also like to use the indentions. So you can say part 1 here, week 1 is in part 1, and we want to increase the indent. So then you can move that over and have it so, you know, it gives you a little bit of organizational tools here to to use in modules. Any questions about that? Okay. All right, so one other item in modules that I wanted to show you is how to change the name of a file that you have uploaded. So say, for instance, you have your syllabus you want to upload, and the title of it is Spring 2019 course name, and maybe version 3 or whatever. You may not want that to be what the students actually see within modules here. So I'm going to add a file first. So plus, I want to add a file. And I have, let's see. This is not a very pretty name. So I'm going to click on that PDF, add item. And you see here we have something, maybe I just want to call it Essentials of Instructional Design. So what you'll do is over here in this little, where there are 3 dots, you click here, we're going to edit. So I'm going to change this to be the Essentials of Instructional. Okay. And I do want to indent it 1 level. So then update. So then you see the name has been changed to be an easier format to read.
This is Anne again. Out of curiosity, does that change the file name that's stored in files?
No, it does not. It only changes the
What it looks
displayed
like.
name. Yes. So your file is still the same within files.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, awesome. All right.
I do have a question while we're in modules. You know, I've seen someone in the House of Delegates do almost a like buried, I don't know how to describe it, but it's where you have a title like what you see here, but then you have links to multiple files that don't take up so much room.
So is it maybe it's a page that has the links on the page, or is it in modules? So maybe they have, maybe in modules you have like this is a page, week 1 defining instructional design. If they click on that, then maybe the file link is more like this.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's on a page, and you can add links to pages. And I'm actually going to do a session in the spring about pages and how to do this kind of stuff.
All right, thank you.
Pages. So yes, this is a file here, and you can click the students can click the preview that way,
Okay.
or they can click it and download.
Okay.
I prefer that to putting them all, especially if you have quite a few in the modules, because it does take up a lot of.
Yeah, I think I need to attend that webinar.
Yeah. And then after that, if you need some help, I'm happy to come and meet with you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions about modules? Have you guys run into anything else or seen, like Anne mentioned, other techniques that you may have a question about? Okay. All right, so now I want to show you a little bit about how to personalize your dashboard. So, get over to my dashboard. Okay. So, all right. So the first thing I want to talk about is a nickname. Nicknames for your courses. You know, courses have the course number and name. Sometimes the whole name won't fit. You know, when the registrar enters it or whatever. you're able to change the name of the course on your dashboard, and it's only for your dashboard. It does not change the name for students. Okay, so for instance, I want to change, all right, I want to make this one shorter, my instructional design mock course. It's already, here's the code ID 300, but I want to change the name of it. So I'm going to click these 3 dots here, and here, nickname, I'm just going to click in there, and I want to call it ID mock course. Okay, and then I'm going to click apply. Now these aren't like super important. If you would prefer to just leave them the way that they are, then you know, by all means, it won't make any difference as far as everyone else goes. But you know, if you're a visual person and you want to be able to see your courses right away and find them easily, especially if you have a lot of courses on your dashboard, it may be easier to add a few things like a color, changing the color. And I'm going to show you how to do that too. And so to change the color of these, they come in a default. So what, you know, you can leave them the way that they come, or you can personalize them. Again, you're going to click on the 3 dots here. Now there are several colors that are already here, and you can just click one of them and then click apply, and then it'll change the color. For me, I like to mix it up a little bit. I have the Mercer Orange official code for here. So it's CB5307. And I click apply, and then that's the Mercer, the actual approved color for Mercer. Again, that's just a personal preference. I like to kind of have these here, and I know that this training sandbox is this color with this picture, and that's the next thing I'm gonna show you is how to add a picture to your tile on your dashboard. So to do that, we're gonna actually have to go into the course itself. So I'm gonna click on the course, and we're going back to settings. Okay, and this first item right here, choose image. That's what we're gonna do. And then you'll see the screen here. You're gonna click on browse your computer. Find the one that you want. All right. Why is it not clicking? Oh, it is, okay. And then click open. All right, then you'll see here, it does not have the orange overlay on it yet, but when I click update course details, and then click on my dashboard, you'll see here, that orange is over it, but it's much more transparent, and so you can see that picture. Now that picture, students will see that, okay? So the color, that's up to the student. The student can change the color of their tiles as well, but they cannot change the picture that's there. So, so no matter what they change, the color, as far as the color goes, then your picture will always be there. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, so now I want to move on to the portion I was talking about where I get some questions from you guys, or maybe even some tips that you've run into, or whatever I might be able to help you out with. If you'd like to type it up in the chat, that works too. If you prefer your audio, your microphone, that's great as well.
This is Mary. How are you?
Mary, is that you?
Yep. I have a question about the tile that you just did.
Sure.
I remember when I put a picture in, it just shows the picture, doesn't have the overlay of color.
Uh-huh.
And I remember doing that setting once where I wouldn't have that, but I don't remember how I did it. Do you know how you make it so it's transparent, so there's no color overlay?
Oh, so it's no color. Let me see. Let me try something out with that. I feel like maybe if it was white. Let me look. I'm sorry. Almost. Oh, it's not going to let me do white. I'm not sure, but I might have to look into that one.
Yeah, I don't remember how I did it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But I don't like the overlay. It bothers me, so I figured out how to do it, but I don't remember how.
Maybe you could do something like really light. Unless there's. Let me see if I did like a. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let me look. That might be something. Let me write that down.
That's just for picky people like me.
Well, and it depends on what your picture is, because it may be that the color.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But again, even if you make it that way for you, students can make it whatever color they want. But I'll look into that for you. I'll send it to you in an email. Okay, let's see. We have a question here. Oh, show you how to add graphics. Yes, Dr. Anderson. So, Jeanette, when you say that, when you mean whenever I clicked on, let's see, the page and showed, is that right? This page here, is this right? Yes, okay. I do have graphics on here. I'll show you how to do a quick one, but as far as making it kind of line up and stuff, I'm going to show you that when I go, when I have the session on pages. But I will show you how to add something right now. So let me create a new page. So to create a new page, I'm going to click over here on View All Pages. I have to either click here on Pages, which is going to take you to your home page, or just be on a page, and you can click View All Pages. All right, I'm going to create a new page by doing plus page. Let's call it graphics. Okay. What you have to do with graphics in Canvas is you have to upload it to Canvas first, or you can upload a new image here. But it has to be listed over here. It's just the same way as it is with files. So what am I going to do? So let's say I want this picture here. I just click on it. It goes over in here. I can adjust the size and then click save. And then that's on the page now. So that's a very quick way to add some graphics. Now I'm going to show some more complicated or just a little bit more complicated ways of updating and adding graphics and different items to pages when we go through that. But yes, that's a quick way to do it. Okay, let's see. Way to print exams from Canvas. I have not figured that out exactly the best way to do that. It seems like I heard some talking a little bit around here in PA about being able to do that. So I'll find out for you and I'll send that out if that is possible. Maybe that it's through Respondus, which is not ideal. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, let's see. All right, well, we will end it on that. And I'll be sending out some information. Oh, awesome. Great, awesome, Craig. So I'll be sending out some announcements about new, about sessions we're gonna do in the spring. So be on the lookout for that. Pages is included in that, like we were talking about, because that's a place that that we need to concentrate on just a little bit. So so if you have anything that maybe you think of it later, please send me an email. Happy to work through some things with you, especially with courses, classes getting ready to start. Anything that you may have seen that I did today that maybe you want me to show you a little bit more, please let me know. Okay. All right. Well, I will say goodbye. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks.